Hello, English 12 students. This is Mrs. Lincoln. Today we're going to show you some resources that will be helpful for the cause-effect essay assignment and also see how EasyBib can be used to create your note cards and works cited bibliography. We'll begin at the LHS site, and I'm going to click on the Research tab. First thing that I'm going to do, and you'll want to do this as you begin your work, is to have an EasyBib account set up. I am already logged in, so I will connect to EasyBib. The first time that you connect, you'll need to do so from the premises of a Lakeview building and computer. Once your account is set up, you may access EasyBib from any web-based computer. So my account is set up. I have also created a project which I've named the English 12 essay. I will have the bibliography piece of my project opened, so this is ready now to receive any resources that I find as I do my exploration. So back to the research page, and first I'm going to look in the Destiny catalog. So clicking there, I will do a search on the topic of biotechnology. Among my results, scrolling down here, I see a book titled The Ethics of Biotechnology, and I'll click to get some more details. This is an examination of issues related to ethics, provides information on healthcare, agriculture, data processing, and so on. So I think this has a good tie-in to our Brave New World focus. I may decide to pull it off the shelf, but for now, I want to keep track of this book in my EasyBib bibliography. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy the title, and then I'm going to go into EasyBib, tell EasyBib that I have a book to cite, and I will paste that title into the search box here. EasyBib will now find the correct citation, and I match this up to the book by Jonathan Morris, so that's the one I want. I simply click Cite this. I will say yes, sounds good, create the citation for me, and hurrah, here's my first citation in my growing bibliography from EasyBib. One down and hopefully a few more to go. I'm returning to our Destiny catalog, going back to search results. In my list, I also had an ebook, Biotechnology Changing Life Through Science. If I click the open link, I will be taken out onto Gale Virtual Reference Library, and here is the resource on biotechnology. I can click the link that says Citation Tools from Gale Virtual Reference Library. I can export this particular citation about bioinformatics directly to my growing bibliography on EasyBib. I'm taken right back to my bibliography, and now we are up to 2 citations. Now let's come over to the area of databases. Opposing viewpoints in context. Again, a Gale product, so it will look familiar. This is a very user-friendly grouping of news articles, journal articles, videos, audio, statistics, recommended websites on topics that are current in the news. Here is my search box. Quick tip on using this search box: as I start typing my term, start with gun, notice that among the first 2 results, gun control and guns and violence, those results are in bold italic font. That's a tip that opposing viewpoints in context will have a great deal of material on those topics. Guns and violence, you will first see an overview of the topic, and then notice to the right, these are the additional types of sources. Let's start with the topic overview. I'm going to click View More. It is a lengthy, in-depth examination of the topic. You may recall some of the built-in tools to listen to the article or come away with a text version of the article. Here is the familiar playback. Off to the side in a Gale database, You'll have the ability to translate into a number of world languages, and then you can even play back the article in one of those languages. And we've seen that demonstration before, so we'll skip over that for now. But here's something new with Gale databases that I want to point out to you. Notice what happens as I highlight or swipe over text. I get a prompt. Do I literally want to highlight that in a different color? And I do. So among my color choices, let's take good old purple for Lakeview Spartans. Now with my highlighted text, I can also add a note. So I'll type a note here, good intro to topic, and then I will click Save. Being a Gale database, they have coordinated with Google so that if you are signed in to your Google account, which I will do now, I am going to have the ability to bring this particular article into my Google Drive. I do that by clicking the link that says download. And it says, do you want to save it to your Google Drive? And I will say yes. In addition, the articles will come into Google Drive in an editable Word document format, so I will see my highlighted passages, I will see my notes, and in Google Drive I can continue to annotate those articles and hopefully use them for my research. To add to EasyBib, I click the citation tools. Once again, EasyBib is available, and I will export my citation about the gun violence overview article to EasyBib. And there it goes. Lo and behold, we now have 3 citations in our growing bibliography for the English 12 essay. Now let's look at CQ Researcher, which will be yet a different resource and still have some valuable material for your project. This database may be familiar to you from English 11 research. CQ Researcher highlights topics that are current in the news. Our most recent one from January 15th, 2016 is titled The Dark Web. Here is an overview of the topic. It deals with the fact that millions of people worldwide are using computer technology that allows them to visit websites, communicate with others, and conduct business without leaving a trace of their identity or location online. These reports are in-depth, but they are presented in a user-friendly fashion. You will always have an overview, background of the topic, current situation, outlook, and then you might recall this pro-con page where 2 experts line up, take opposite sides, and back up their positions. The way of transferring the citation to EasyBib is a little different. Go to the link that says Cite Now. As it comes up, the first choice is an APA, but at Lakeview we use MLA. I'll just expand this out. I will highlight, copy the citation, go back to my EasyBib growing bibliography. I can add the citation from CQ Researcher by using the option that says Write Paste Citation. That is simply going to be a paste. I have to do one added task here of taking CQ Researcher and putting that into italics. So I've created that citation. I'm good to go. I next want to look at the resource of Academic Search Complete. This database will provide you with some different options for your essay. You have the ability to find some good magazine and journal articles on your topic, but with this particular database, you can also find some other media. I will use the topic of cloning, and I will specifically say I want that to be cloning as a subject term. I will specify full text. I will also tell Academic Search Complete that I am interested in a poem or a short story. I'll do that search, and 2 results are returned. First one, title is Double Want, and it is on cloning, and it is in the format of a short story. So I will display the link. If I wanted to actually look at the short story as it originally appeared in the publication or review of general semantics, I could access the PDF file. And there is the short story. I also want to be sure that I can get this particular resource into my EasyBib bibliography. At this point, I will click Export, and my choices are a direct export to EasyBib, which I will accept. I will say Save, and then I'm even prompted, do I want to include abstracts if they're available? And sure, I'll do that. Click Import, and I am in EasyBib, and the last one, the double want cloning short story, has been added. We have one more resource to look at on our research page, and that is a new database available from the Library of Michigan Britannica School. It is literally from the original Britannica Encyclopedia. We have the choice of elementary, middle, and high school. I'm going to go to the high school. Sure enough, a topic that is very current in our Michigan news is front and center. President Obama declaring a state of disaster, unfortunately, in Flint with water crisis. I also have the ability to do a search on a particular topic, and I'm going to stay with my cloning topic. Do that search. Here is the write-up on cloning in genetics, a very detailed, clearly presented article with background. The database, Britannica School, has another feature that I think you will find useful. With a click of my mouse here on the plus sign, I can increase the text size. It's getting a little bit bigger. Sometimes just by having a larger font, the material seems to be more user-friendly, easier to follow. But I have another way of taking this article on cloning and making it so that for sure I can understand everything that is being presented to me. I have the ability to take it from high school level and change the reading level so that it is more maybe middle school appropriate. And I simply do that by clicking the number 2. It is the same information, but perhaps a little bit shorter presentation. The vocabulary, lexile level has been made more understandable. And in many cases, we could even take it down to the elementary level. I'll go back to high school, display that article. I will grab the citation by doing a copy. Then I return to EasyBib, and just as we did with CQ Researcher, it was necessary to go into this all 59 options, choose my right paste citation. I'll do the paste. This time I want to add that particular citation. I will italicize Britannica School, create my citation. I've added it to my bibliography. This then is a good introduction overview to the resources that we have available for your cause-effect essay. The fact that we've gathered these citations, want to point out to you what your next step will be to create your note cards. From the list of citations, I'm going to go back to my projects. Here we have at the top our English 12 essay. I will click on Notebook. My notebook is work area, my pane, where I can begin to create note cards. Create a note card is as easy as double-clicking on the pane. I get a prompt for a new note card. A note card is always associated with a source. So remember, I was busy gathering sources. Let's take one of these on biotechnology, and in particular, this first one, the book source. So I will choose that. If I had the book open and wanted to add a direct quote, I could do it at this point. So I'll say direct quote goes here. I could also begin to add some paraphrasing a comment on the resource. If I wanted to cite a particular page, I could do it here. Don't miss this organize link, because that will take you to where you can color code your note cards. The default, I believe, is gray. I'll have my first biotechnology note card in a blue color. That's ready to go, and I do give it a title, and I will call this biotechnology background. And for now, that'll work. I click Save My Note. I have my first note card. Slowly but surely, my note cards are accumulating. I can begin to plan the outline of my paper by typing my thesis statement right here. I will soon be able to accumulate enough note cards so that I can drag my note cards over to the outline form. One by one, those note cards will build my paper. This is just a start. I will also show you a project that I've spent a little more time on and accumulated more note cards. I believe that one is down here, my 21st Century Library project. There, when I go into my notebook, you see I have color-coded notes grouped together. They have been swiped over to the outline form with a thesis statement, and that is a paper which is beginning to be built and almost in the stages where I can start writing it. When I am ready to put some more detail and narrative into the paper, I click on print and I tell EasyBib, yes, give me my outline, my notes with data. At that point, all of the information will show up in outline form. I could bring this into a Google Doc. I could bring it into a Word document. I continue to flesh out my paper. This has been a rather quick first try on part of Mrs. Lincoln to share with you the resources for your English 12 essay, point out how EasyBib can be integrated into the process. Under LHS assignment links, in particular for English 12 essay, we have a handout reviewing the presentation, the resources that you will find useful for the essay. That will be your starting point. I look forward to working with you here at LHS Library on a very challenging but I think worthwhile project. Best of luck. Remember, you can always stop by the library or email me. We'll give you all the help that you need and point you in the right direction. Thanks very much.